this time to this time, I mean.
We've been defining meaningful hours.
Because we voted on
Still come out
our
of that
agreement before. So that's the problem, is like, we assumed, in my mind, we assumed that they would know the time to do it. It seems like they don't.
So let's do this.
Because that's the reason why we put Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I think you're right.
So a couple of things, right, it's newly created, so here's something newly created, sure, you can do all these things, but you're kinda like learning on the fly. So I think it's fair in year one that there's gonna be constructive feedback, and even though we're not happy about it, that should be a little bit expected, given how this agreement was set up. So make sure we keep September 30th in mind, because that's the date if we do wanna terminate, or we don't have a kind of future agreement by. We're also not on the agenda for this item, so we can't like direct Todd to do anyone or anyone else to do anything necessarily. So we can put it obviously on the annual meeting, sounds like it'd be right agenda item for that. And then we just have that September 30th date for notice if you wanna terminate for the following year. Do know if we don't serve notice, we can get dragged in potentially for the future contributions, at least for the next year.
So why can't we say we want the Thursday hours deployed to meaningful hours on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
What are meaningful?
I'm here until like 8 o'clock.
I know, but it's,
16.
we have to decide.
16.
That's what I'm saying.
I think we don't have it on the agenda to discuss today, we have time, the only angle to discuss this is the budget planning angle, I think it needs to remain in budget for next year, so we have the flexibility to do it. However, we need to have a lot, I mean, I'm boggled, the town can't figure out when route planning hours are, it's just extremely troubling to me, it almost seems deliberate to avoid the problematic hours. And to have this discussion seems a little ridiculous.
I'll be honest with you, I think it has to do with staffing.
Yeah, it's that who wants to be that guy on the board that? Looking at everybody having fun, there's nobody who wants to do it.
Throwing $50,000 at it.
Right, so we're gonna have to, like Ron said, we're gonna have to adjust, and we have to, I think we're gonna have to pay more to get somebody that wants to do it. There's somebody that wants to do it. There's an officer friendly that'll make Lake feel it is Lake, and we'll be the leader. But if we don't get along and we say the town would wanna do it, this and that, I think Todd's right, people do not wanna work that shift, watching people have fun, it sucks. And then you gotta have two people on there now, right? On the board, I think we can get there, but it's gonna, if we wanna spend money, or find a way to get there with all this.
So I think we leave the 50,000 in the budget for next year, and then we're gonna decide in September before the contract, how this is.
Finish off this year?
Right, that's Ron says.
Well, so, I'm not trying to step over
We're gonna
here.
get notice.
Well, if 50,000 isn't enough, it's a budget, right? Should you just put a higher amount, anticipating you might need to give more?
I would not be willing to put in a higher amount after what we've experienced this year.
I've witnessed
Just say
3 patrol people on Thursday and Friday.
Sorry.
I've witnessed 3 patrol men in the boat on Thursday and Friday. Right. So
Three
just
guys?
3 people.
I, more like,
Training?
I think it's much more
Well, so-
likely to witness the
so-
struggle sitting on the dock on a weekend, which is ridiculous.
Just sorry. Can we get back to the budget then?
Yep.
So, we'll leave 50 for the boater safety patrol to authorize to spend all that, right? Clean boats, clean waters, could be as much as 10,000.
Yes.
We could put 10,000 in there and just figure we're only gonna save $10,000 towards our fund next year. I hate raising the tax rate.
I'm with you.
Are there any other questions, anything else to say on that?
Yeah, I gotta take my office and go to work, but number 6, if you wanna, anything on for that, you want?
Do we need the budget approved? Proposal.
You should just approve it to submit it at the annual meeting.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the budget for the?
They're good. Anything else?
What, gotta leave, so make it really quick, Tom.
I just wanted to double check to see if you included a line item for the fish stocking for next year.
Yes, we do have that.
Perfect.
Alright, I am making a motion to approve the budget as submitted with an addition of $10,000 for clean boats being large, leaving a $10,000 surplus, to go into our retained fund, or what do you call that?
Our reserve fund.
Our reserve fund. Is there a second? Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Thank you, Rick.
You guys have been like that.
Drive safe.
Alright, let's get. Now, aquatic plant harvesting.
Yeah, I think I can be brief, and I don't think my report will snowball. We are essentially on our third cycle harvesting around the lake. It's just a general rotation going around all the permitted areas. The first round was pretty much dedicated to all those heavier areas, and then another round just focusing on the harvesting map. And then we are starting our third round. We have, like Justin mentioned earlier, experienced quite a bit of growth this season, and all the warm weather has really been above average. Other than that, we've had very minimal maintenance, nothing that I haven't been able to fix myself. So other than that, everything is pretty much business as usual.
So what is it like a 10-day, what's the,
Yeah, it's like, it takes probably closer to a month. You know,
Is that right?
there's certain areas that go real quick because there's
Yeah.
not a lot of growth. Then you get to those certain hotspots and you can spend a couple days there.
so it's closer to a month to do that?
The whole cycle, yeah. And there's some jumping around based on mostly wind. You know, if you're in a real windy area, you wanna hide out somewhere that you can't, just piece the rotation back together.
It's not new news, but the hotspots are
They're
growing.
They're growing quick,
Yeah,
yes.
like almost overnight,
Right.
like, what?
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So we were in West Bay tonight on paddleboards.
Sure.
What's the stuff that is, that covers, it seems to cover up some of the other barrier.
So I haven't entirely confirmed it yet, but I think there is a possibility that it starts to work. Yeah. And it's nowhere else but there. Which makes me think that it came in from the West Bay. So I have a sample and Heidi and I are gonna communicate, but the only thing that is different about it that I haven't seen the actual stone work, but
I missed that.
it's like a flower.
Yeah, alright,
Yeah. Mhm. And
That's
I thought-
what I
since
thought.
it's not a plant that I'm super familiar with, I don't know if that's seasonal, that it buds like that. But the structure is different from Kara for sure, and it looks similar to what I think it is.
So if you said it came in from West Bay, it doesn't mean it came in.
I think that probably either, maybe it could have come in Pickerel Lake and made its way all the way through, or if someone launched that down there, or someone threw it off the bridge, you never know, but it's only like in that area.
Yeah, that's alright.
I have one more add I contacted Lake and Pond and they are scheduled for July 20th to do our plans management survey.
So we'll find out then.
Yeah. They'll be here soon. I can let them know to look hard and serious and then we'll air.
Right, yeah.
Is that an annual thing?
No, that's so we can get our, harvest.
Have you talked to them before when we had that survey?
Sure, but they pretty much do it independent of us.
Yeah.
Okay, there hasn't always been a ton of communication, I just see a bunch of guys out there throwing rakes.
If you want to interface it anyway,
No, I mean,
you just need to be easy to work with.
yep.
Yeah, I would think you'd wanna, if they're coming out.
It's not the kind of cohesion that you think. They are doing their own thing, and we are essentially forced to do that. I don't necessarily agree with their findings a lot of the time. So I think it's something that's mandated that we don't necessarily need.
And the report will look different this go around. it was like every time it was done, it was like a one and done. Now they have to retrospectively, compare against, I believe Peggy wants the last 5 years. So we'll see some form of trend over the last 5 years compared to current.
Right, but I mean, if you look at aquatic harvesting management plans from the last 27 years that I've been involved in, it is $20,000 of copy and paste.
The last two are remarkable, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I've seen.
Right.
But it's required.
Yep.
Gotta do it.
Alright, anything else, Commissioner Donick?
Nope.
Lake monitoring, Commissioner Russell.
So we received the April test data, no significant changes to speak of. The charts were updated with the April 26th data, and they're posted to the website, so anybody who's interested, the charts are there on our website. So, the reporting is much more timely than it had been for the last couple of years, because we have a different person at USGS kind of handling it. That's Sam Oliver, we all met. USGS is gonna be providing us with a proposal to continue doing the water sampling and testing for the next 3 years. We're supposed to have that by mid-August. Pretty much what I have now. If there's any questions.
None? We got Randy now. Commissioner Jones, I know we stole your highlights, so.
Oh, I got a bunch, don't worry. Start off with, Beulah Heights culvert. Definitely not going as planned. A lot of things have happened over there. One, finding an additional bridge, was a big surprise that was going with the culvert. So they've gotten that out, but the problem is now is that the water infiltration that's coming into it is compromising everything around it. So now they need more sheathing to put in to get to allow that water infiltration. What they were seeing was water infiltration was starting coming from the sides, and it was bringing earth with it. So that means it's compromising something else at a point. So they were, last night they had they have a big change order that needed to get approved by the town. The town ended up tabling it because after Commissioner Smith looked at some of the drillings or core samples, seemed like a lot of inconsistencies, and so they're looking for some more engineering before they approve the change order. So now it's been tabled, so I don't know if that means that it's going to be stopped, nothing's moving forward until that change order gets approved. Not sure with that, because that happened after a lot of the discussion happened. It was said that the culvert should be placed by the end of August, is now where it's at. But I don't know what the tabling that change order does to the rest of it. I'm not sure with that. But it does seem like there's a lot of things that are happening over there. I mean, if anybody's taking a look at it, it's quite the interesting situation happening. So hopefully they're getting that all. It's all about the stability of the soil around it. It literally looks like stuff falling in from the outside. The soil's just not stable around it. So in that being said, then there is also talk about the Beach Road culvert, which was really brought up, yes.
Beach Road or East Shore Road?
It's East Shore
Oh, I'm sorry,
Road, the
East Shore
Beach Road,
Access.
residents,
Yes.
signed a petition and asked me to put it on the agenda.
And, I mean, pretty much, I mean, if anybody's been through there knows that that thing has been significantly,
Compromised.
yeah, it's been compromised, it's been sinking since I've been going, I used to go through it with a jet ski, no problem, and there's no chance, no way that you can get through that. So it's sinking, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with it. So they do have so it is on, on the top of mind for them. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that's going, with budgeting and whatnot. They did apply for a grant that they're waiting to hear back on. Did some too.
I have a question on the budgeting. Originally the cost was like $325.
Which
So
one?
fantastic price for Stringer's Bridge.
No, Real Heights, yeah.
Right, and what's it like now, double now, or?
I mean, it's double now, almost gonna triple, right? I
And
mean, with
They don't
the
know.
change, with the change order and.
I think it was 387, and 87,000 to start with. I know that we were presented with a change order for 150. I don't know where we're at.
It's been the escalator.
would the town consider impact fees to help offset that cost for those people you're saving their access to the lake?
I don't know if that's been considered or not. No. Great suggestion, thank you.
No, Todd, just to offer another perspective on that, I think, I attended the meeting last night, and I think Supervisor Smith, it was on the right track, you know. As a civil engineer who's done work like this for my whole career, I think it's ludicrous that a contractor could think he could do that work without putting in tight sheeting. And, you know, when the bid documents clearly say, anticipate this, you should have an experienced shoring contractor be part of this, you know, so I think that's,
I agree. I think there was a lot of things missed on it.
yeah.
I think the point that they didn't realize the flow of back there really baffled me because, if you talk to anybody that lives back there, they will say that it flows out. Like you literally sitting there, you can see everything flowing out. Like, right when they're putting the first sheathing in, I went down there and talked to him and he's like, oh yeah, well, I think it's starting to rise. I'm like, well, yeah, you have the whole bog behind you. Of course, of course there's stuff coming in, even if there isn't springs. It just seemed really, really obvious to me. But, and as not an engineer, I was baffled by it as well. Yeah. So also, yes, so they did submit so they're looking for, it was basically, road work and the culverts on the other side for 1.5 million was grants, so that they're hoping for. And they're not really sure when that they'll hear back from that, so going through, so I did go through all the numbers on the police. So the other thing was the buoy ordinance, which I believe we didn't get approved, is that correct?
Correct.
Because of, it didn't go, some of the buoys didn't line up with our 200 foot, it didn't line up with the ordinance. So what they're looking at doing is very, very specific ordinance, which I was kind of confused about, why you couldn't call those buoys something else. Why they have to be a no wake buoy, why couldn't they be a navigation buoy? And just keeping those out of people's places instead of having, because there was some comments about, we're gonna have to put in all these like what happens if we wanna change those then? If they're gonna have to do an entire ordinance change, that's kinda crazy in my mind, that you're gonna put in GPS locations into an ordinance. Is there a way, I know I haven't been in conversation with the DNR,
Mandated,
so to put into an ordinance?
yes,
They won't approve them unless the ordinance.
they will not approve.
Can't take.
They gave the example of the channel between the two lakes.
Yeah.
It's way more than 200 feet short.
So why can't
You can't put a
you,
slow no wake there, there's.
but that's what I'm saying is, why can't you just say those are hazard or ordinance, or not a slow no wake buoy? The
No.
slow no wake buoy starts on the other side. You know,
No, there's areas that do not meet the 200 and people navigate, so, they will need to navigate.
it's like, that just, there seems like there should be an easier way than actually putting in the GPS locations into it, and saying this area to this area is no wake area, or no, you know, no wake area, instead of actually saying this buoy at GPS location X, Y, and Z. It has to go into an ordinance, because if we ever have to change that buoy, it is,
Yeah, that's what the DNR.
Probably has to do with enforcement, right, tickets going to court.
That is correct,
And he gave us, what, 3 example ordinances from different,
really,
just like
wow,
that.
it just, that just blows me away, like,
well, the
because,
key is exactly what was just said, you cannot issue tickets, et cetera, unless you meet their requirement, and that's why, he told me flat out, it will be rejected, it needs to be, succinct, that anyone can pick it up, coordinate it, find it, as well as policing in a law situation, they would have no leg to stand on if they cannot prove where that buoy is. So, it's the way it
It was
is.
a different DNR guy from last year.
yeah, I know, and that's,
But he's
but
over all
then
of
what,
it
then
in
what happens?
Wisconsin
He's
You
now,
been
might
so-
be wrong on some of that.
That's, yeah,
Might be.
that doesn't.
I mean, the legality of it is the town can pass an ordinance, and the town can enforce an ordinance, period. As long as it doesn't contravene, AKA violate Wisconsin statutes, they can do it. Now, where they can put a buoy in the water, sure, that might be a little different, but I don't know of any rule that says the town can't enforce its own ordinance.
So, but you don't need the DNR approval for a mooring,
Correct, I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
so what if you put moorings down the middle of it? I mean, I'm just trying, it just baffled me, that's,
Well, it baffled us too.
like,
I think the adjustments we made were more reasonable,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
rejected some
Well,
of
he
the anomalies we had.
rejected them just because the ordinance basically says 200 feet. He said, work it based on the contour of your lake and why you need buoys in certain locations that do not meet 200. He said, well, I'll go home happy.
Yeah, why couldn't you just revise the ordinance, cause right now the ordinance says 200 feet, so, and they're not at 200 feet, just
Not
add some,
everywhere.
add some language
Well,
in
he
the
is,
ordinance.
that's what's gonna happen.
I don't
well,
think,
they have to put GPS locations in the ordinance,
That was his request.
yeah, which is,
yeah, that's crazy.
that, I totally. Which is like, yeah, you could put something where it's 200 feet or, Except, yes.
You know,
right, right,
And actually, sort of put that in the, preamble, except where there's a hazard application, except where it's
Says it's
historically been no way, you
Right.
know, a couple areas in the channel.
Yeah.
But we have to have,
So the other, some other ordinance stuff, one where, the, wide angle mirror and the spotter. So they're changing that ordinance back because it's like basically contradicts what the state law is.
How long has the town had that ordinance?
I don't
Spotter
know,
ordinance, a long time.
it's been there for a long time.
So it's conflicted with the.
Yeah, but the spotter ordinance, not the ordinance, but the spotter law from the state changed not that long ago. I think,
2017.
I was just gonna say, yeah, 17. So that's when that changed, and our ordinance
We
was
didn't
already in
change
place,
it, yeah.
and we never changed it to that. So it was something that got changed, and then it just didn't change, so we're just.
Just wipe that ordinance off the books.
No, they're basically just changing it to,
We're going back
Why
to mirror.
And
what's
So
that?
oftentimes you need an ordinance that adopts the state statute so you can enforce it.
Yes, so we have to, but if we get to, what is it, 1,500 hours biannually,
Every 2 years,
1750,
what's it?
yeah, every 2 years,
1750.
1,500 every 2
1,500,
years.
750 a year. So, yeah, so it's 1,500, 750 a year, if we get to that, then of patrol hours, if we pay patrol hours, then we can change that. That's the only time we could change that.
Which is really crazy.
But it is, Melissa, that's the way it is, right? Exactly, there's nothing we can do about it. So they did, that, and then also the ordinance with, getting addresses up here. So that was adopted from Dublin, I believe. It was kind of the same ordinance was brought in, from Dublin, shoot, I wanted to ask you. How the plates, like, and that was, and it would have coincided with that, but it'd be interesting. So basically what it would be is anybody that has a new peer permit would then be required to do it, but they wouldn't retro go back and make people every now.
But it's good practice.
So that's what the
That was my
idea,
intent.
yeah, the idea is that, hey, you know, let's get out there, let's be telling people, you know, this is the new ordinance, hopefully everybody else will start adopting that, bringing that, putting their numbers out on their peer. Yeah, and it would be cool if we could figure out a way that, like, ask Rick about how, you know, we get the county ones and just send out an order form to people, and if they're $10-15 or something like that, I bet a lot of people would do it, you know, like, or 50, like, there's probably a good chance that a lot of people would do it if you made it.
Talking about our fire person, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, I mean.
could we put our fire number sign on?
Well, then, not if you have a fire, then you're, then probably not a good
They
idea.
gotta come by boat.
Yes.
Plug the water.
Chief Garacki wouldn't do that.
Who's he?
Shoot, alright.
Chief Tagaro was like that.
I think I got most,
Did you mention the districts, responsible for the moving ordinance?
What was it?
The districts, they changed the ordinance to say that the districts are now responsible for the moving. That we missed that one.
Oh, yeah, but we already do that.
I know, but they're changing the ordinance.
Yeah, yes, so, because that was really, they're just changing, well, the Potters does it too, so all their districts already do it, so they're just changing it, so I believe the old ordinance said that, the police were responsible for it, so, that really hits there till about 10. It's really fun. I think that's all I got.
All right.
I'm sure I'll come up with something.
Anything else for Mr. Jones? If not, I think Commissioner Johnson's got a few things.
I do most of what, what Lisa and I have for, under administrative, it's where we're gonna talk about the, annual meeting.
Okay.
So,
Run through.
what I would like to report though is that, it's my term that's up this year, and, I have decided to run again this year, so. So that's it.
I apologize, I have one more thing quick. Is that okay? Well, I was just looking at, and I didn't have it in my writing because I really didn't look at this report that was from the police, or, and if you look at the hours that they're doing, they're mainly doing it in the morning. So, that's, and I,
They're there about
Just-
8 to 11.
what's that?
They're there about 8 to 11.
Yeah, they're there at 8 o'clock a lot. 8 till, or 8 to 2, 8 to noon, 8 to 2, 8 to 2, 8 to 2. Yeah, it's all, there's only one on the 13th that they were there 2 to 8. Otherwise, it's pretty much all morning.
So Todd, as the liaison for the town, can you bring that feedback?
Oh, I definitely will. Yeah, it's all morning, so we're just looking at, I mean, these are the reports from May and June, because the July one wasn't out, obviously.
It would be nice if they just take it off the lift, tie it to somebody's ear, 5
Right in
a.m.
the middle of the lake.
or anchor or whatever, and then
Just like when you park
they
a,
can come and jump on it over at John's place.
Alright.
Tap.
Old business, status report on PET 1800006A West Rod, Cottage Street, and 8831 Spring Ridge Road. The county, notwithstanding Mr. Trevitowski's affidavit, is appealing. The county's brief is due on August 26th. Our written response will be due on September 25th. Kind of expect the county to rehash their argument. I don't have any inside information, but they don't have a lot of options as to what they can argue, what they've already argued. So, I expect our argument to it. Might help.
So the appellate panel will have both briefs by the end of September, and then how long do we expect them to react?
The Wisconsin Bar Association's article last month, I believe, set the appeal pendency time on average at 505 days.
Almost 2 years. Year and a half.
So we are not expecting to hear anything very rapidly. So I think we need to get a specific, I don't remember it. This was four courts of appeal in Wisconsin, practice in Wisconsin. I don't remember my Wisconsin law very much. There's four courts of appeal, right? I don't remember if the pendency time was listed for this particular court of appeal, or if they weren't broken out by.
this is the, whatever district court of appeals, right, so.
Second district law.
Yeah. So, they'll go up, I think the appellant gets a reply brief, so I think that's usually due 15 or 20 days after our response brief. And then when they will consider the matter concluded or closed, they close it, and then it gets assigned, they decide whether it's gonna be per curiam, meaning staff writes the opinion, or whether a single judge writes an opinion, or whether there's multiple judges, based on law, and based on the significance of the decision. And then if they recommend it for publication, you're probably talking longer timeline, because you're gonna make sure it's more well-reasoned, more well-written, so. Yeah, I mean, I think 9 months to a year and a half is a fair estimate.
Any further discussion on that?
Do we interact with lawyers quite often during that time frame?
There'll be a flurry of lawyer activity in the August to September timeframe. And then whenever the reply brief, they'll probably read it and tell you what they think of it, and then there's nothing, most likely. I don't think Court of Appeals is not usually asked for oral arguments. It can, but I don't think usually. Very rare. So, we just, there is a CCAP for Court of Appeals, so you can look up the status of things.
Alright. Item 2, we kind of discussed this a little bit, status report, police placement adjustments. Should I? Okay.
All the adjustments been made.
Chris and I, you know, we just
perfect. Maybe some got run over by a boat or something like that. And then we grabbed the GPS positions of every buoy, and that's when we came to the DNR, that's when they said, they limited one.
With the two middle buoys in the channel opposition. I watched the pontoon go right over the top.
Were you driving that pontoon?
I don't own one, so. Guessing there's no.
We have quite a few that are captivated.
Yeah.
The one over by the, sandbar, the main sandbar is like, it looks like it's like deflated.
Which one?
The one over by the main sandbar,
Oh, really? I agree with you.
it looks just, I don't know what happened.
I just moved it on Friday, last Friday. And someone, yeah, cause we did have complaints about two buoys in that area, and I went and put hands on them and set my GPS and moved one like 5 feet and the other one 10 feet. Great, but they were damaged.
Just, you know, this thing you were doing this like all so.
Really? Is it the one that's in farther closer to the camp?
Yes.
Okay, there's a certain style of buoys that, when it goes through different temperature changes.
Yes,
expand and contract.
that's what it looked like, it looked like it's so.
Yeah. Mhm.
Just a quick question, Stu, as far as, since, you know, if you, when Chris and I went through the lake, some of these buoys are kind of rough. How many do we have available?
They're not great ones. Not really many, I think we talked about that last meeting.
How would we cover, Chris, in the event that we need to unfortunately replace?
We have a budget for repair and maintenance of equipment. The budget's $7,000 and, I don't know how much we've spent on it so far.
I'm standing by for emergency purposes.
Okay.
You guys are welcome.
Is it yours half sunk already?
Well, I mean, some of the,
I'm sure.
some of the new ones look old already, they're all
Yeah.
beat up already.
Yeah, I replaced one in the channel Friday too, that had been run over and the insert was sticking out.
So we do have a little wiggle room.
Yeah, we have to decide how many you wanna order next.
Some big metal
10
ones.
spares would be nice. Yeah, right.
That was the-
Ding.
I heard 10.
Yeah, we're running out.
I mean, I have some, but they're that style that Todd's talking about that we did one year and they just crunched and some of them had water. Yeah.
Do you know which ones that is? Is
I-
it the latest ones we got?
No, the latest
You
one we
like
got
those,
is the
right?
ones we, yeah.